Okay. The city of Blacktown. In the city of Blacktown model, the prediction population used in the equation population equals that. That year, the city introduced a policy to slow its population, and they wanted to slow its population, so they wanted a lesser population. In both formulas, n is the number of years since 2010, which is important, and the two graphs are shown below. So here's what would happen if Blacktown, the city of Blacktown, did nothing. Here's what they wanted to happen. That they want a smaller population growth. Use the graph to predict the Blacktown's population in the year 2030. Now, it's not a hard question, this, but it's, you've got to be a little bit tricky. It's a little bit tricky because in 2030, n is going to be 20 because this axis here is the number of years since 2010. So it's been 20 years since 2010. Now, on your sheets, you can read that straight off. I'm not sure what it is. I can't read it from here. 2030 is at x equals 20. The axis shows years since 2010, so it's 650,000. Question B. In each case, the value of A is 300,000. What does this value of A at 300,000? Why do they both start at 300,000? That's the initial population, or the population in 2010. So in 2010, it suddenly got a population of 300,000. So you can understand why, 20 years later it's 650,000 in Part A. So Blacktown City Council want to do something. They don't want to double their population in 20 years. So A, the initial population is 300,000. That's what A represents. Question C. In the equation, population new, you are not given the value of B. You're not given this value of B. You wish to use the guess and check method for estimating B. Explain why or why not with calculations an initial guess of 1.5 would or would not be suitable. Remember, this is 1.04 to the power of n. If this was 1.05 to the power of n, this would be above it. Think of it in terms of interest rates. Population growth is like compound interest. This is a rate of 4%. A rate of 5% would make it grow more. So Blacktown City Council is hoping that this is going to be less. This number in here is going to be less than 1.04. So B must be less than 1.04 since the new population line is lower. If B was 1.05, then at n equals 10, and I've just used some calculations. At n equals 10, the population new would be 300,000 times 1.05 to the power of 10, 488,000, which is higher than the old line and therefore against the policy. So that's why your first guess, if you wanted to use guess and check, it would not be 1.05. It would be something less than 1.04. And the last question. Due to this policy, the city of Blacktown achieved a B, that's the little B there, of 1.02. That is, the new population is 300,000 times 1.02 to the power of n. Use this formula to calculate Blacktown's population in 2050. Again, it comes down to that understanding of 2050 is at n equals 40, remember, not n equals 50. And then it's just a straight substitution. 300,000 outside of 1.02 to the power of 40. And suddenly you're getting a population of 662,000. Okay. Thanks. Hope that sort of runs through that question.